What should your profit goal be on a fix and flip? With so many deals under my belt, I've had some that go sideways, some that have turned out incredible to me. However, I do have a certain number that I shoot for every single time. It helps me know right up front if the deal's worth it and worth it for me to pursue. So your number might be a little bit different, but I want to talk about how much profit you should be looking for when you're doing a fix and flip. So my rule of thumb was always I needed to make at least 10% of the resale price, not the purchase price. Let me show you what I mean by that. So let's say I'm buying the property for $100,000 and let's say I'm selling it for $185,000, just to use some numbers here. I would want to make 10%. Well, some people say, okay, 10% of what I bought it for. Oh no, 10% of what I'm going to sell it for. So I need to be making on this specific deal $18,500, okay? That's what I need to be making on this. I also just had a minimum. Hey, if I'm not at least gonna make $10,000 on the deal, it's not worth my time, headache, and risk. So one of the things a lot of people forget about is what you're getting paid for as an investor is to take on risk. You're taking on risk of buying the property that it will be sell for more money, and you're getting compensated for taking on that risk. Now, what we wanna be able to do is eliminate that risk, or I should say lower that risk as much as possible. And so when you're dealing with these types of situations, knowing you want to be $10,000 or 10%, whichever is greater, is as kind of a minimum standard of what you want to do in order to get some of these deals done. Now, we've done a lot better than this. My average member that has paid off a loan has been at $39,714, and our average loan is around $250,000. So if you look at those numbers, at $250,000 with a $40,000 profit, you know, we're talking more like 18%. Let me get my handy calculator here. There we go. So if we say 40,000 divided by 250, 16%, okay? So our average member is probably closer to 16%. Now, some of those are gonna be higher, you know, some of them made a lot more money, some of them made a little less money, you know, that type of stuff. So you can definitely do a lot better than this, and it also depends on the market that you're actually looking for. Now, one of the things I highly recommend for you to do is stay in the FHA price range. So this is basically the idea, is FHA comes in and says, hey, we are gonna set a max loan for the county. And based upon that max loan, that's the highest we're going to do. Now, my belief system is staying under this FHA gives you the broadest pool of people that are looking to make purchases, and you'll get the most buyers. Also, FHA is the easiest loan to get, and it requires the least amount of money down. So that gives me the biggest buyers pool and the most people that I can actually be going after when we're talking about an FHA type property. So the question is, how do you know what the property can go for on an FHA? How do you know your area? And it's really quite simple. Just Google it. This information is widely available. So let's jump over. Let's get Uncle Google on the line here. Phone a friend. Let's just pick someone. What's the FHA loan limit for, let's just say Dallas, Texas. Or let's just say Texas. I don't know why Texas came to my mind. Maybe because I'm hungry. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to an average, and I'm sure you can go to the actual FHA website and find this, but this probably is easier. So if it's in Anderson County, the one unit is $420,000, okay? So $420,000 is the highest FHA will go in this county. Now, if it's a 2 unit, a 3 unit, or a 4 unit, they'll go higher, which means a duplex, 3plex, 4plex, but we really don't like to play in those. So, and these are owner occupied as well, just keep that in mind. So Anderson, $420,000. The median sales price in Anderson's $134,000. So you're definitely staying under the median price range when you're dealing with that. I like to stay in the median price range when I'm selling properties, meaning I'm selling it close to that median, but I never go over the FHA limit for that area. You do not want to sell this, be it into a property where they're selling more than $420,000. I would just simply say, hey, I want to sell my houses for under $400,000. But ideally in this situation, I like to be in the $200,000 range if that is possible. The other thing you've really got to take into consideration is how much money are you putting into the deal? If you're putting $100,000 of work into the property and getting $10,000 back, it probably doesn't make a lot of sense. But if you're having to put $10,000 worth of work and getting $20,000 back, your $10,000 recouped, and additional profit of $10,000, that probably makes sense. So there's a risk reward you've got to be looking at. One of the things that we've found is there's only so much money you can put in the property to increase the value. And if you're putting in too much or too little, you're going to find yourself not getting a good deal or find yourself not getting a return. And we call that an ROI on the rehab, or rehab ROI, return on investment. Something you've got to take in consideration as you're doing this and making the determination as to what your profit margin needs to be. I've put together the 13 steps to a successful fix and flip, where you should actually get started when you're doing a fix and flip, setting the roadmap to your very first deal. What are the most common overlooked parts of a fix and flip? Check out this video, you're going to love it, and make it a very profitable day.